Good evening. Please welcome to the stage the Chair of SHIP Board of Directors, Will Davis.
Hey, you, SHIP Familia. I know what some of you are thinking. Yes, I am a little short for a stormtrooper. Welcome. Welcome to the national meeting. Welcome to Anaheim. Welcome to SHIP's 50th anniversary. Who's excited to be here? All right, call to order. But first, I want to see who's in the room today. This is what I call and response. I know the first half, you know the second half. Second to none? Whose house? Region 3? Region 4? Region 5? La región 6 con la región 7. We are, somos familia. Somos familia. Somos familia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good job. This is our agenda for today. We're going to talk about the purpose of this meeting. We already did a few introductions, we're going to do a few more. We're going to celebrate your accomplishments by presenting the Silver and Gold Chapter Awards. I'm going to talk to you about the state of SHIP and all the amazing things that you all are doing, the impact you're having. We're going to present some awards to some incredible volunteers and servants of the organization, and then we have a special topic, an important conversation about where we go for the next 50 years. We'll wrap up with some announcements, including a raffle, which for one of you means airfare, hotel, and registration to the city of brotherly love next year, and we'll adjourn. So, before we get started, why do we have this meeting? It's called good governance. It's actually something that is about transparency. It's about staying connected to the lifeblood of the organization, the members. And it's something that all corporations need to do, for-profit and nonprofit. We are a nonprofit org, and what that means for us is that we have different revenue streams than a product and services type organization. They have investments, we have donations, dues, grants, and sponsorships. That's what makes this business possible. And we're a for-profit corporation, delivers goods and services. We deliver programs and services, things that help people, things that help our community. Where they generate a profit and pay that back to investors, our members are the ones who benefit. Our community is the one who benefits, and our mission is what is fulfilled. Every dollar we raise does not go into someone's pocket. It goes back into the communities we exist to serve. It's all about reinvesting in ourselves, and it's important we understand this because that's about accountability and transparency and mission fulfillment. And it takes people, our most important asset, both who we serve, but also what powers this engine, are people. And I want to take a moment to recognize several of the key groups that make it happen. First off, it starts with the members. It starts with all of you. It starts with all the members that have been here in the past and all that are yet to come. And from those members, we identify individuals, both inside and outside, on the board of directors. This is the group that I am privileged to work with on a daily basis and make our contribution to this organization. If you're a member of the board, please stand for a moment and be recognized to receive my thank you. And we're here to celebrate history, right? So do me a favor, if you are a past member of the board, also stand for a second and be recognized because you helped get us here. All past members of the board, please stand. And then we have the day-to-day warriors, our staff. Now I'm going to tell you something right now. Most of the staff is actually not at this meeting. You know why? Because they're getting ready to give you the best hospitality suites possible tonight. They're working right now as we speak. But a round of applause for all of our SHPE staff who make things happen. And then we have our regional leaders. These are professionals and graduate students and undergraduates all over the country who step up and answer the call to serve their chapters, their regions, and the members, all in the name of the mission. If you are a current regional leader, please stand and be recognized. And if you are a past regional leader, please stand and be recognized as well. And then we've got the IPC. Everyone knows how critical it is to have partners in the Fortune 500, almost 80 of them. Really want to offer our thanks because the IPC are what make everything we do possible. Because of what they invest, everyone else wants to be part of this place. And that's why starting tomorrow morning at 8:30, you'll be entering one of the largest career fairs we've ever delivered at a SHPE convention. Thank you to the IPC, and thank you to all of our sponsors and exhibitors. When you bookend the supply chain of talent, companies want to hire you, and academic institutions are the ones that get you that education. And so now we're addressing it on both sides, with an IPC to grow opportunity and an APC to help get you through the pipeline so you can seize those opportunities. And so to all the members of our Academic Partnership Council, the other half of this important approach that SHPE uses, thank you to our APC. We couldn't do it without you. And we are one familia, but guess what? Every family needs friends. And so we have many community partners, other nonprofits, sister organizations that are also equally committed to the types of values that we have: service, familia, resilience, education. And so thank you to all of our nonprofit partners, many of which are present at this conference and may even be in the room today, and hopefully you're a member of some of them as well. Thank you to our partners. But let's go full circle. I said it all started with the members. And while not all members are part of a chapter, at-large members, we see you, it's chapters that provide that local connection, that local space and place where you can meet others just like you. Whether you're trying to get that 4-year degree, whether you're a PhD student, whether you're a young professional embarking into a new city for the first time in your life, we want to celebrate the chapters. Please welcome to the stage Board Vice Chair Melanie Weber, Board Member Eric Barbosa, joined by Senior Director of Research and Impact, Ashley Tierney, to present our chapter awards.
SHPE Chapter Awards are given to chapters that demonstrate a high degree of excellence in SHPE's core values: familia, service, education, and resilience. These values are our North Star, and the chapters we recognize serve as role models for the rest of the SHPE familia. They lead and execute life-changing services and programs for our community. These awards are based on the chapter management tool, chapter report, and the chapter self-nomination. Gold Chapter Awards recipients represent the highest achieving chapters, receiving a received score of 90% or above, and Silver Award recipients are those scoring in the 80s. We will first recognize our student chapter honorees. Silver Award winners, North Carolina State University. Southern Methodist University. University of California, Los Angeles. University of Illinois, Chicago. University of Texas, Arlington. Next up, our gold winners, San Jose State University. University of Florida. And University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Now we will recognize our professional chapter honorees. Silver Award winner, Orange County. Now to our Gold Award winners, Dallas Fort Worth. Houston. Los Angeles. And Oregon. Please join us in celebrating these chapters for their remarkable achievements, highlighting their commitment to advancing SHPE's mission and impacting the world.
Another round of applause for those amazing chapters. So every year we talk about the state of SHPE at this national meeting, and we decided to switch it up and take a different approach this year. I'm going to tell you still about the state of SHPE, but I'm going to talk about it in the context of the impact we are having. We don't just have now an annual report, we have an annual impact report, speaking to the reach of our mission and how it's changing lives. We've actually realigned the reporting cycle to our fiscal year, which means July to June. And so today marks the official release of our 2023 annual impact report, and you'll be receiving this report every year going forward at the convention. So when we gather, we don't just gather, but we celebrate the incredible differences we're making. On the slides that follow, I'll be reviewing a few highlights from that report, and I invite each of you to scan the QR code to learn even more about the amazing things all of you, the members, are doing in all the spaces and places you reside. Let's start with the numbers. At the end of the last fiscal year, end of June 30th, SHPE clocked in at 19,723 members. Another broken record. This is becoming a habit. This is becoming a habit. And guess what? Fast forward to today, what do you think we've done again? We've broken it again, and we are already over 20,000 active members in this current fiscal year, and you all made that possible. Congratulations. And with more members, it should come as no surprise that we also now have more chapters. At the end of the last fiscal year, a total of 314 chapters across the country. And I like a little competition. Let's look at the two biggest regions, 5 and 7. They are neck and neck. But guess what? Look who's on their heels. Region 4. With the records we're breaking this year, I can't wait to see what this report looks like July 30th, 2025. And with more chapters, you're having more impact. When we add up all the hours you spend volunteering, all the events you hold, all the K-12 students you outreach to, all the scholarships presented to deserving students, and we look at that collective impact, we sum it all up, it's impressive. And as impressive as these numbers are, guess what? They only represent a portion of everything our chapters are doing. To the 132 chapters that responded via the National Chapter Program Reporting Process, the NCP, thank you, because that data is what lets us go into boardrooms and advocate for greater investment in SHPE. And as a side note, to be eligible for the awards you just saw presented, you have to be part of that NCP process. You have to tell us how you're doing and what you're up to. And so if you want to be eligible to walk on this stage next year, chapter presidents, I'm talking to all of you directly right now. You need to be part of that process. You need to be submitting those reports. We need to see the difference you are making. Government relations. Not something new we're doing, but guess what? We're doing it in a new way and we're having impact. Last year, actually this year technically, we had our inaugural Hill Day. You've heard about it already. Nearly 70 people, a large delegation, sent to DC to meet with elected leaders, elected officials, staffers, specifically to talk Hispanics in STEM and SHPE. And you're already seeing the fruits of those dividends because of the attention we're getting here with elected officials, both at the state and national level. You know, if 70% of success is being at the table or in the room, then clearly all of us are showing up as an organization. That's something to celebrate. And if this sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned for future Hill Day opportunities, because some of you will have a chance to become part of that delegation. Stay tuned. And then let's talk about something we've never done before, a SHPE First, an incredible publication called the SHPE LDC, Latino Donor Collaborative, U.S. Latinos in Engineering and Technology Report. This publication, a research publication, not only brings added credibility to SHPE, it also serves as a resource for developing public policy and making data-informed decision-making. SHPE is actually not just at the table, we're driving the conversation. And then, what we're here to celebrate, 50 years of SHPE, our 50th anniversary. What's that phrase? A picture says 1,000 words. This picture says everything you need to know about the vibrancy of our celebration and the culture of this organization. This is from one of our 10 fiestas we held across the country, starting in January here in LA, and culminating this Saturday evening with our closing party. We are celebrating 50 years of incredible impact and Rod Garcia's big idea. And aren't we all excited to be here in Anaheim, celebrating 50 years, a multi-generational effort of changing lives. Aren't you excited to be here? So what is the state of SHPE? I hope you're all as impressed, because I certainly am, by what this impact report says. I'm impressed by all the things you're doing. And what I covered was just a teaser of the full report. And so you saw that QR code. Check it out, navigate into that report, understand even more about what we're doing, all the people that are making donations, all the scholarships that we're delivering, all the programs that we're having in communities. Membership is up. Chapters are up. The collective impact you're driving is up. Familia, the state of SHPE is strong. It is strong, and it's just getting stronger. So when this meeting started, we were introduced to people and partners that help make this organization happen. So we established the SHPE Spotlight Award to present to individuals in recognition of service to SHPE that goes beyond the ordinary. Individuals who display extraordinary dedication to the organization, and so we spotlight them for their exemplary work, for the effort they bring, the event they execute, the initiative they lead, the program they deliver, or the project that they see to the end. Something that has impact within SHPE. These people have direct and significant contributions to our mission success. These awards are presented jointly by myself, the board chair, and our CEO annually at the National Convention. So please join me in this year's presentation. Please welcome to join me in this year's presentation, our CEO, Susana Valdez-Wolf.
Familia, I think Deadpool and Cinderella left me hanging. What do you think? Yeah. So, Region 7, represent. But guess what? My roots, I'm a Tejana. So, Region 5. Okay, now to my script. Our first recipient is being recognized for something you just heard about. Our inaugural Hill Day was an incredible accomplishment that continues to open doors of opportunity for SHPE. For that, I'm pleased to present the first Spotlight Award to Mariana Acuña Delgado.
Whose efforts are something that each of you benefit from. Year after year, they help all of us make sure we know how to navigate the many opportunities of this convention, literally. Those 2 volunteers have been here year after year, responsible for signage in particular. Let me recognize, and I think if they're here, they should be. If they're not, they're working hard, I'm sure. Lennon Paulino and Juan Valentin. Sorry about that, I let And last, we are honoring a group of 3 individuals who stepped up earlier in this year to help us make one of the most critical decisions this organization could make, the selection of its new CEO. They reviewed countless resumes, participated in multiple rounds of interviews, and helped the board arrive at a single name. Please help me in expressing appreciation to board members Karen Santos, Diana Gomez, and Melanie Weber. All of our Spotlight Award recipients, incredible people making a difference in this organization. So now we're at the big topic. We're going to get this one started. This is what we call the SHPE of tomorrow. I'm going to tell you what the SHPE of tomorrow is. But we're here to celebrate our history. We need to understand where we came from if we want to understand where we're going. And so, just like this organization, we had very humble beginnings. This is Rod Garcia, SHPE's founder. And in 1974, Rod had an idea. And it was a great idea. So he suited up and he took action. And he recruited a few buddies. And together they worked on that big idea. And that big idea was SHPE. And SHPE took off. And word began to spread about SHPE. And people became interested. And schools became interested. And companies became interested. And families became interested. These were the first steps in building what we call today the familia. The starting structure of SHPE was chapters organized into 4 regions. And at that time, the organization was entirely volunteer-driven. By 1982, and you'll learn this if you go to the museum, there's a plug for the museum, the organization was growing nationally and a stronger foundation was needed to support it. And so SHPE hired its first professional staff members. And we grew, and we kept growing, and eventually expanded to the 7 regions that we now have. This translates to more opportunities, more chances to become a leader in the organization, more benefit to the members. And it allowed the organization to continue growing. And in the years that followed, we added students to the board of directors. We added students to the regional teams because we need to ensure that their perspective, the perspective of undergraduate and graduate students, were at the table. And by 2008, the operational needs of this organization prompted us to install our first chief executive officer, who's in the room today, Mr. Enrique Gomez. This installation was an indication of the success and the reach and the influence. And fast forward to today, 16 years after our first CEO, our operational structures remained largely intact. The story of how SHPE has grown into what we are here in Anaheim celebrating today is incredible. And within that story, there have been inflection points that propelled us forward. And we encountered one of those inflection points. We faced it with big ideas, bigger ideas. I want to highlight 2 specifically. In 2007, we moved this convention from the spring to the fall. Can you imagine if this event was in February or March? Do you think you'd have as many job offers? Do you think you'd have as many opportunities? We made an incredible change for your benefit. In 2016, we had 2 organizations, the SHPE Inc. and the SHPE Foundation. We merged them together, and the new board of directors became a 60% appointed board instead of an all-elected popular vote process. There's a reason resilience is one of this organization's values. The records we keep breaking are proof that we are a resilient and relevant organization. We've made some significant decisions, which at the time, there were different opinions. And that's okay, we want those opinions. We want to hear from every single member. But when you do the analysis, every single one of them helped this organization grow and helped this organization serve its members better. And the data speaks for itself. I want to show you what's happened with our membership over the past 10 years. We've nearly doubled. We have doubled in less than 10 years. And in fact, that was, like I said, at the end of June. What did I tell you earlier? What number are we above now? 20,000, right? Now look at our budget. During that same time period, that 10-year span, our budget has quadrupled. Talk about investment. And so the board, the group of people entrusted to think about long-term growth of the organization, is asking questions. We want to understand what is it going to take to maintain the momentum and further increase our organization's reach. What is it going to take to ensure relevancy, sustainability, and growth for the next 50 years? What will it take to keep engaging members and supporting them and their success? We need to equip all of you to advance our shared mission because our community depends on it and this country depends on it. So we've been collecting industry performance data. We've been benchmarking other organizations similar to ours. We've been engaging members by hosting focus groups, listening sessions. We've been deploying surveys, all to understand your needs, your concerns. Many of you have a stake in this process and a voice has already been included. We've been putting pen to paper, exploring options in front of us, understanding what these options would entail, and how we can best position this organization to support its members better. And like I said, all this work, it's all about because the board is thinking about tomorrow. That's what drives the board. And so as we here gather in Anaheim to celebrate our accomplishments in driving impact and outcomes both for our members, but by our members as well, it's the right time to reflect. It's the right time to think and ask, what got us here? And what do we need to carry us into the future? Take a second and ask yourself, what could SHPE look like at its 100-year centennial anniversary celebration? And no surprise, just like in 2008, just like in 2016, and as a happy consequence of our growth and success, we are now at another inflection point in our Familia's story. I'll state it simply. Right now, our infrastructure, it's not scalable for growth. You see the misalignment between our membership numbers and our budget numbers. We've got to address that. Right now, we are not able to meet many of the needs that you have. You're on a quest to become tomorrow's leading Hispanics in STEM, and we need to find ways to support you in achieving that, because when you do well, we do well. And so just like before, we're going to meet this moment with a bigger idea. And that bigger idea is what we call the SHPE of Tomorrow, a modernization effort which holds the members of today as well as the members of tomorrow, those yet to come, in all of our decisions. The SHPE of Tomorrow is an amplification of our ongoing commitment to change lives and empower the Hispanic community. The SHPE of Tomorrow will provide unparalleled support to our members and chapters in advancing our shared mission. The SHPE of Tomorrow will usher in a world where Hispanics are highly valued, influential, and are the leading innovators, scientists, mathematicians, and engineers. We've got a big idea. We've had them before, we have another one here. And we're gonna use that big idea to meet this moment. And yes, I mentioned at the time, there were different perspectives. Wouldn't call it controversial, but there were different perspectives. But the history we celebrate here today demonstrates that those changes we made were necessary and have helped us serve our members better. And it's important to revisit that history, and I brought a few friends to help me do so. We're gonna take a quick stroll down memory lane just for a few minutes. Let's get that started.
Please welcome to the stage Diana Gomez, who served as SHPE's national president from 2003 to 2009.
All right. So when I became president in 2003, I think within a month of me becoming president, I was hit with this challenge with companies coming to us and saying, you have lots of students, we cannot hire them because we do not recruit in the winter. So our conference used to be held in the winter, in January and February. And we used to have regional conferences in the fall. So the companies wanted us to move this conference to what it is now. And so I think there's very few people in this room that still remember we used to have a conference in the fall, in the springtime. And so after, obviously, we had to take that big decision on. And so the board voted to explore and put together a group of individuals to move the conference to the fall. Even though you think that's a very simple thing, obviously it wasn't. After we moved it, in my very first conference, I was still the president, and I'm walking around the floor. Here comes a student, a female student, and she tells me, I have 6 job offers. Before that, we would have less than 10% of our students leave the conference with job offers. Fast forward, we're now having our conference in the fall, and here you have our students leaving with multiple job offers. 2 years later, I get invited to a Boeing reception. And there in this reception, the room is full of students. And this is literally Boeing. You get a job, you get a job, you get a job, calling their name up, coming up, and giving them certificates. It was incredible. And so even though as a much difficult decision that it really was about you, the students, leaving our conference with jobs. And so again, as Will has mentioned, we'll hear a little bit more of some of another decision that we would like for you to come along with us. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage Barry Cordero, who served as SHPE's national president from 2013 to 2016 and as interim CEO from 2016 to 2017.
They dug me up from the grave and brought me back. It's good to see you guys. So a lot of things happened in 2016. One of the hardest decisions we had to make as a board was to do the merger of SHPE Inc. and SHPE Foundation. Initially, the change was really focused on creating efficiency with the parent organization and reducing from 2 corporate entities to 1. We also wanted to make it more stable by shifting from a 60% appointed board of directors, or shifting to a 60% appointed board of directors. Prior to that, it had been 100% elected, right? So that change was extremely controversial because you can just stop moving the screen for 1 second, I'll catch up. So the change was controversial, right? Because we had all elected members on the board and we were asking them to focus on the greater organization and make a decision about the future that would affect their own position. So we asked people to vote themselves off the board. It was difficult. They had to vote for that and then present to the membership that all of you will agree, please, to vote for this, what we decided that we should no longer be on the board. The reason we did that was complicated, but prior to that, there had been frequent changing of the guard. It had a big impact on SHPE. It stunted progress. It created financial instability. It hindered strategic plans from being fully realized. And so by creating stability and creating the opportunity to really vet out candidates for the board, we got higher talent, we got people that could give to the organization as they came to the board, and we got people in a certain part of their career where they could focus on the strategy of the organization and running it like a business. Prior to that point, we had kind of treated it like a student chapter or a professional chapter. And whether we like it or not, it's filled with popularity contests and feelings and emotions on what we think we should do, and not focused on a long-term strategic plan. Being able to execute a strategic plan required this change. Since making that change, SHPE has stabilized both financially and operationally. The recent global pandemic was a stress test. The organization weathered that storm, demonstrating our strength by maintaining operations, pivoting to virtual delivery models for many of our signature events and programs, and not having to lay off a single employee. I think that's worth an applause. I mean, you saw Will's numbers, the organization grew and it continued to grow through the pandemic. That bigger idea paid off by allowing us to recruit individuals to the board with the skills needed to strengthen the organization and create more opportunities for its members. So we are going to be introducing another big idea, and it's going to require all of you to think a little bit bigger than yourself, to think about the larger organization and the future of this business that delivers life-changing experiences, events, and programs to all of its members and the greater Latino community. Think about that business and how to make that business successful based on the vote you'll be asked to make. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Barry. This familia is forever grateful for your servant leadership, and I am grateful to call you friends because you are that. So this bigger idea, the bigger ideas you just heard about, are what have propelled SHPE forward, and we're going to do it again with the SHPE of tomorrow. The SHPE of tomorrow is all about communication, growth, infrastructure, member service, and regional support. The bigger idea is first focused on supporting member success, because members are the center of what we do. We want to increase member participation by creating more opportunities for you to engage and volunteer. Under the current leadership structure, those opportunities are limited, and many are still driven by popular vote. In the SHPE of tomorrow, there'll be more opportunities to grow, both personally and professionally, while contributing to SHPE's mission. We also want to ensure there is strong leadership at the chapter level, because we know that when the chapters thrive, then our members succeed. And we want to ensure there is strong leadership at the regional level, helping chapters succeed in serving their members. And just like these two lessons just taught us, we also need to work on optimizing the organization operationally. It comes as a surprise to many members to learn there's a staff of over 40 plus paid individuals whose full-time job is to deliver the impactful programming and the services that SHPE provides and delivers. And if this is news to you, that indicates we're doing something right. The SHPE of tomorrow is about increasing our operational impact by improving our practices, policies, and procedures, as well as enhancing our communication channels up and down the organization. And the first step in that journey to the SHPE of tomorrow is to update our current bylaws. Our bylaws have served us well, yet they also present a challenge, which limits our ability to be agile and adapt to keep pace with the needs of members, chapters, and the regions. We can't even fix a typo or add a comma to the bylaws today without going to the entire membership for a vote. To understand the major elements of this bylaw initiative being put forward, I'm going to walk through some of the significant changes, and additional detail will be provided going forward so you can offer your feedback on these changes. We want to hear from you. You know, as Barry mentioned, in 2016 we transitioned to a 60% board filled by appointment and improved financial performance, stability, and mission impact. We intend to fully lean into that approach and move to a fully appointed board of directors, while still putting requirements in place mandating at least 6 positions are held by members to ensure their perspective is always part of the decision-making process. So today, 6 of the 15 board members are elected by the membership. Tomorrow, there will still be 6 individuals serving on the board who come from this SHPE familia, people who grew up in this organization and are coming back to contribute to our mission in the spirit of one of our values, service. And we're also going to adjust the board to flex within a range of 12 to 20 members instead of the rigid requirement of exactly 15. This will allow for flexibility in bringing individuals with specific skills that can enhance cultural considerations and help us gain philanthropic reach. All these positions will be filled by an open, periodic, and transparent appointment process where eligible members just like you will be able to apply for them. Today, our regions are driven 100% by volunteers. And just as SHPE eventually shifted from an all-volunteer model to a hybrid model where volunteers were supported by staff, the regions can do that too. The SHPE of tomorrow will redistribute some of the day-to-day work currently shouldered by the RVP, the RJR, the RJR, and the RSR to full-time paid staff members dedicated to regional operations. This dedicated support will strengthen the chapters and the region so they can support the members of that region. And by shifting some of the functional workload to paid staff, we can now also evolve the roles of the RVP, the RGR, the RJR, and the RSR as they operate today. In the SHPE of tomorrow, these titles will sunset, and a new cadre of volunteers will take on the role of leading and developing their region. We don't know those titles yet. But here's the bottom line. The composition of these new regional teams and the titles they're going to have will be tailored to meet the needs of each individual region. Regions will no longer be locked into a rigid structure of just 4 positions. One of these, one of these, one of these, and one of those. Each region will be able to organize and scale in a manner that best serves its chapters and members. Just like the national organization needs to be agile and adaptive, regions also need to be equipped to be agile and adaptive. And those who do step up, you'll be at the helm of your region's activities, providing strategic leadership to that region, offering guidance and support to the chapters, and leading regional event execution. For members, this means more support, more engagement, more opportunities, and more people working to advance our mission. Our ability to be agile and keep pace with a constantly changing landscape is also an important enabler of the SHPE of tomorrow. In our current bylaws, we have requirements for members, chapters, and regions, and they are rigidly defined. They do not allow us to respond quickly They do not allow us to bring more benefits to the table without putting forward a bylaw initiative. If something impacts you, your rights and benefits, yes, it makes sense that a vote is appropriate. This is your organization, it serves you. But for things that don't impact the members, it's much more efficient to let the board handle those things. Let us fix those typos. Let us fix those commas. There are operational items in the bylaws, such as our fiscal year reporting cycle, the titles of the board officers, and a whole bunch of other content that we can address more quickly and expeditiously and affordably. Bylaw initiatives come at significant cost, consuming resources that should be invested in the organization, in delivering more scholarships and providing more value to all of you, not pushing electronic ballots to fix a couple typos. In the SHPE of tomorrow, you still have a vote on topics that impact you. That is not changing. And with any transformation effort, I want to talk about other things that are not changing, because that's important. First off, to the chapters. This has zero impact on you and how you operate and govern yourself locally. The way you make decisions today is how you will make them tomorrow. The way you elect your officers today is how you will elect them tomorrow. What you do will remain intact. Secondly, it's not going to change any of your rights or benefits as a member. In fact, you're probably going to get more as time moves forward. And as members, you will still have the ability to be part of regional and national teams executing events like this convention, like NELA, programs like the virtual STEM labs, or Noche de Ciencias. You'll have more places that you can volunteer. And so as we usher in the idea of the SHPE of tomorrow, the benefits are clear. For members, you'll be directly involved with enhanced access to a growing library of programs and services, as well as more opportunities to lead and serve. For chapters, you'll have dedicated support, people who help equip you to be more capable leaders and deliver on your chapter's promise. And for stakeholders, a stronger organization means more investment in that organization, means more opportunities for the members of this organization. And for our community, it means we can serve more parents, more teachers, more K-12 students, more people that came from places where all of us grew up. By adopting these bylaws, we'll be equipped to deliver superior service to all of our members, our chapters, and our stakeholders. Everyone stands to gain from the SHPE of tomorrow. The SHPE of tomorrow is the bigger idea. And so to make it possible, the first step is for the members to vote in a bylaw initiative which has been recommended by the board. And I hope you begin to understand the board has been methodical in asking questions. We've been working on this for years, collecting data, gathering inputs, and reality testing all the options to arrive at what is being proposed today. And the board is unanimously in support of this recommendation. But I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to take theirs.
The bylaw changes discussed today do the first thing. They open a runway for modernization that will enable all of us to play a key role in shaping the success for the 50 years of SHPE to come.
This bylaw change is a bold step towards the SHPE of tomorrow, but there's work to be done. Together, with your support, we can bring this vision to life.
When I was National Student Representative almost 30 years ago, convention was just 3,000 people. And look now, over 15,000 of us are here. We just want to adapt so we can serve more people. This transformation includes you. That's the cool thing, because you get to co-create the new initiatives that will change more lives.
You all were engaged from the beginning of this effort. You took the surveys, participated in focus groups, offered your perspectives in listening sessions. You were the driving force behind this, and we'll be calling on you again.
The SHPE of tomorrow tells us where we are going, how we get there, the details, the turns we take as we travel down the road. You will all be a part of that journey with us.
The SHPE of tomorrow is about all of us, its members. It's a decision made in the interest of the members of today and the members of tomorrow. When members are successful, we advance SHPE's mission.
The timeline for this bylaw initiative, it begins today. Within 60 days, ballots will be sent to every eligible voting member, and you will have 21 days to cast your vote. Once the vote closes, we will report back to you within 14 days. Screen's clear. December 29th, ballots will go out. January 18th, ballots are due. 1st of February or earlier, we'll report back to you. And should the members approve this bylaw initiative and help us take the first step towards the SHPE of tomorrow, what can you expect going forward? That's when the real work begins, and we're going to need your help. The board will expeditiously approve new policy documents to ensure there's no gap in our support provided to members, chapters, or regions. Current elected leaders on the board, as well as those on the regions, will continue to serve in their positions, exiting office June 30th, 2025, per our current processes. The reason we're doing this is to allow the first half of 2025 for working groups to spin up and help plan those transition activities. This is where your help comes into play. We plan to present more information in the coming days on how you can become part of the working groups and how you can put your name in the hat and serve in this important transformation effort. And we're going to host more focus groups. We're going to host more listening sessions and more town halls. We're going to issue more surveys, all to gather your input on how we navigate this process and implement the SHPE of tomorrow. The board has set the destination, but you're going to be the ones that help us figure out how to get there. And at the same time, while all these working groups are active, we're also going to begin the process of hiring the new full-time staff members who will be fully dedicated to the regions, as well as the process to be put in place to support up those regional support teams, all the places that you can step up and serve your region. And each and every one of you will have the chance to apply for these opportunities and support regional success. The next steps, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. First, learn more about the SHPE of tomorrow and this opportunity that is before us. I'm going to show a QR code shortly, and there'll be more communications in the coming weeks to provide you access to additional information, including a copy of the new bylaws so you can understand the changes that were made. I invite you to talk to any one of these amazing people while you're here in Anaheim. We want to hear from you. We want your impressions. We want your concerns. We want your thoughts and ideas. We want to hear about your hopes for tomorrow. We also want you to prepare by making sure your membership profile has accurate information. Ballots will be sent out via email and text message. That is the system we use. And you have to get that ballot in order to vote so that your voice is heard. But most importantly, engage with us. Partner with us in all the ways you can, helping usher in the SHPE of tomorrow. Here's the QR code I talked about. In closing, what's the 30-second pitch? We want our members to feel connected to each other and supported by SHPE, that feeling of familia. You, our members, are what make the mission possible. And when this organization invests in systems and personnel, we're going to grow that coalition of stakeholders and members and all the people across academia and industry. And as members, you're the ones who are going to benefit. SHPE will support member success with the ultimate goal of creating and growing our capacity to serve the Hispanic STEM community and our country. This transformation effort is about enabling the SHPE of tomorrow to have even greater impact, and every one of you needs to be part of that effort. And on a personal note, I want to thank these incredible servant leaders on the stage who have entrusted in me to help get us here, but who have supported and been shoulder to shoulder with me this entire process. It is a team effort, and none of us could have gotten here without all of us putting full energy into the process. Help me in appreciate and expressing gratitude and thanks to all of them. So earlier this year, we kicked off our second annual, you can never say first annual, but you can say second annual, SHPE by SHPE at Mercado Design Contest. And we received over 100 submissions. Who bought a shirt already at Mercado? I'm seeing some hands. I'm also hearing 2 of the designs are already sold out, folks. From all the submissions, we identified 3 people. Join me in welcoming the finalists for this year, each of them sporting their design on sale today at the SHPE Mercado. From University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Jaden Ambrogio Alcantara. From Georgia Tech, Mariana Alonso. From Boston University, Yarianis Rivera. All right, folks, who's it gonna be? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Come on, you've seen Sábado Gigante, you know this works. 1, 2, or 3. Well, guess what? If you want to have a say, you got to get to Mercado. You got to buy a decal. You got to buy a shirt, because whoever sells the most is going to be the winner. Thank you to you 3. Thank you to Rhonda and Rebecca for all you do to support Mercado. Thank you, and good luck. So who's it? Oh, I forgot to click the slide. My bad. Sorry. Those are the designs, folks. They had shirts on. So, it's raffle time. Who's got a ticket? It's raffle time. Who wants a free trip to Philadelphia? Who wants round-trip airfare, hotel, and registration? Now for the fine print. We got a little fine print, okay? You must be present to win in this room right now. And it must be your ticket, not your friend's ticket. It's got to be your ticket. And if you claim it, your friend's going to be mad at you. So, get out your tickets. I'm going to read them off. Can we get the lights up in the room? Now, some of you are up in the second and third levels. So, if you are on the floor and I call your number, come to the stage. And if you're on the second or third levels, we should have a couple of people as spotters. All right, I see one waving over there. Where else are the other ones? There's a few more. There's one waving over there. There's one waving over there. So you see those people waving on the second and third levels? If you're in one of those levels and you're the winner, go to them so we can verify you're going to Philly. Drum roll. All right, it's a blue ticket. 5. Everyone's a winner still, right? 5. 1, 3, 4, 9. All right, so here's a trick. If you're still in the running, stand up. All right, so let's recap it. 5, 1, 3, 4, 9, 3. All right. And the last digit, it's what they say on the golf course. 4! Do we got a winner? Last 2 digits. All right, I'm gonna read off the number one more time. I need a thumbs up. 5, 1, 3, 4, 9, 3, 4. Do we have a winner? All right, I need you to come down to the lower level see the lady over here in the purple jacket? Her name is Avis. Please go see her. She's going to collect your information, and you're going to Philly. This officially concludes our national meeting. Have a great night. Happy Halloween. We'll see you in the morning at the ribbon cutting. Buenas noches, Ship Nation.